Hey man, stay safe world. You already know what's going on. We gotta talk about this situation going on in New York, man. It's the battle of the 50 Cent remake covers. I don't even know what you call these, but they're not official remixes. But basically, Lil Tjay, Don Q basically are trading shots right now. They both dropped versions of the actual song that 50 Cent dropped back in the day, but basically they trade disses and shit. We gonna get into the whole beef and everything because it's a crazy ass story on the reason why they're dissing in the first place, and it goes beyond just the whole situation with TJ getting shot. But let's get into it right now. Before we do, I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, and we gonna run this up, man. So I know y'all all heard this incident that happened a couple months ago. Lil Tjay's infamous incident that he's just now getting out of the hospital and back on his legs on. Lil Tjay was caught lacking outside of a Chipotle in Bridgewater, New Jersey, where he was shot 7 times. He ended up getting hospitalized for a long amount of time and then coming out, dropping his redemption track, basically like a first day out of the hospital bed type track. Man, it's a crazy story if you think about it. And then Lil Tjay, he decided to drop a Many Men remix because of the whole situation that 50 Cent went through. There were parallels between TJ's situation and 50 Cent. And 50 Cent basically sort of set the quota for getting shot multiple times and shit, and eventually like he was able to come up and survive, you know, getting shot and shit, and then he dropped Many Men. So then Lil Tjay, he tried to see the parallels in that shit and drop a remix of it. Many people were calling it ass. I mean, honestly, I thought it was a cool idea, but was it executed right? Not really. It sounds like the nigga made that shit in like 20 minutes and then made the cover art on his phone. But you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. So fucking TJ, he basically dropped a song, and then throughout the song, I guess there's references to people and saying that some dude got shot in the face, because I think it was reported in the news that the guy who was actually the perpetrator in the Lil Tjay shooting ended up getting shot himself. I'm pretty sure he got shot in the face, and then he went to a hospital in New York City where he was treated for his gunshot wound and subsequently obviously got arrested, because like whenever you get shot for some situation, like they have to report it to the police and shit. Or regardless, he ended up getting arrested, and then Lil Tjay dropped the song Faceshot, which is like a Many Men remix. So in the song itself that Lil Tjay has, he basically disses people in HIGHBRIDGE. He disses multiple people in the HIGHBRIDGE camp, and HIGHBRIDGE is basically A Boogie with the Hoodies like label / group. Now, I made a video previously talking about how the shooter that was in the incident with Lil Tjay that got shot in the face by Lil Tjay or whatever, that dude, he was actually associated with A Boogie with the Hoodie and HIGHBRIDGE. He's actually in an A Boogie with the Hoodie video in the background and stuff, and people actually basically pointed that out, and I made a whole video on it. You can watch the full video on that stuff. But in another instance, like, he basically probably thought that the dude who is in the video, like with him, who he shot in the face, was associated with HIGHBRIDGE. Now, I also talked about in that video how Lil Tjay, his beef with HIGHBRIDGE goes back mad long. Actually, it goes back to like 2018, I think, where he basically claims that he stole a HIGHBRIDGE chain. But before that, he basically said he was a new king of New York, and obviously that caused some tension. Then he ended up claiming that he stole a HIGHBRIDGE person's chain and was flexing it on the Instagram. And he said that after 24 hours he was going to steal the chain, and he ended up stealing a chain. But we don't really know where it came from. They said that it was just a chain floating around or whatever. And in the song that he just dropped, Faceshot, he actually goes in and he's actually disses Trap Manny, which is a associate of A Boogie with the Hoodie and Don Q, where he says like, what, Mr. Manny steady talking like he tough, caught his ass, ain't have no pull, and he was skipping off the dust. Type of guy try to take something from me, boy, you high. And I ain't saying he the suspect, but lil homie out of eye. Old street rules apply, I got hit, ain't wonder why. So he's basically saying that He's not saying that that's the dude that got him. I don't know if he's just trying not to snitch or whatever, but he's basically saying that Manny, he ended up catching Manny with no pull and then beat the shit out of him. Another thing that he says is in the song, he says they like what's the beef. I be like, let's not recite the past, because that's going to go make it even hotter once we get back on their ass. You know, he's saying he doesn't want to talk about the beef anymore because of the fact that it got super hot. I don't know how hotter it could get than a dude getting shot or someone getting shot in the face allegedly, and like chains getting snatched, but they're saying they don't want to make it even worse. So honestly, by the looks of this, like this, I'm guessing that Lil Tjay is assuming that it has something to do with the HIGHBRIDGE people, because of the fact that he mentioned them. And this is the second thing that he came out of fresh out the hospital, you know. Like, I don't know why you would be dissing random people when you come out fresh out of the hospital, you know. You'd probably be dissing the people that you think had something to do with the situation, because that would obviously be the most pressing situation in your life. I mean, you got shot 7 times. Does your body even work the same anymore? Like, does this dude have to use a bag or whatever, a shit bag or whatever? Like, how do we even know? This dude is probably not doing too well, honestly, bro. Imagine getting shot 7 times, bro. Like, I don't even know how this nigga survived. In the song, that's what he says also. The doctors don't even know how he survived, man. So Don Q saw that he named them in the song and was basically talking about HIGHBRIDGE and talking about Trap Manny, and he made his own diss track himself, basically replying to it. You know, one of the sus lines in this dude's song, Don Q basically dropped the song IDK, which is a total diss to Lil Tjay. He basically even goes as far as to say how much HIGHBRIDGE dick is gonna fit in your mouth. Honestly, pretty sus line. I mean, like, no homo. I don't know why the fuck you would even say that. Like, what you're saying, Lil Tjay says suck a HIGHBRIDGE dick. Regardless of the case, though, he basically says mad shit. And it's not like his song is referring to anything else, but the whole premise of the song is he's saying, I don't know who shot you. And he basically, he samples, not even samples, he uses an old 50 Cent beat also and replies back to him saying, I don't know who shot you. Basically, you should just admit that you got caught slipping. And on top of that, he also says, imagine what he told the detective. So that is an important fact right there. In the song, he says, imagine what you told the detective. So obviously, I think they think that Tjay said something to the police. And I don't know how the fuck he was able to say something to the police. I mean, maybe after the fact. But that's the whole point why he's saying, I don't know. Because he's not going to say, I shot you. He said, I don't know, because he says that he thinks that Lil Tjay was talking to the police. Now, I don't know if there's any paperwork on it, and regardless, I mean, the dude is probably on painkillers right now and has no idea what the fuck is going on. So I don't really know what the case is, but if he was street and he talked to the police, obviously it's an issue in the streets or whatever. But the dude just got 7 holes blown through him, so I don't know exactly if he's in the right state of mind. This nigga's whole body probably operates on a whole different level. But the fact that he said IDK, like, I don't know, that just shows that it's like, I mean, he's basically I'm not saying he's admitting, but it is a pretty clear indication that he's boasting about it. Obviously, I mean, I don't know why he would say this, but he's saying it without saying it. You gotta read between the lines here, people. He's not gonna say I fucking shot you because he like thinks that police are on his case because of the whole Lil Tjay situation. But as I said before, it's a long ass beef that's been going on for a minute, man. Honestly, hopefully it just stays on something that's just like, you know, on the internet and not actually turn into something that's more real world violent. I mean, it already kind of turned into that already. But, you know, it is what it is, and it's a war in the Bronx. You know, this shit is just what it goes with when you're a fucking street rapper and you have beef with people and shit. But hey, man, let me know in the comments what y'all think, if I'm decoding this wrong or if I'm overlooking into this shit. I could be completely wrong, but hey, let me know what y'all think, man. Real say shit. You already know what's going on. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Peace.